Previously on Gears.
We've got him live on the line from Cape Town.
Hello,
Hello, Stevie.
Hey.
Are you well, brother?
I'm very well, and you?
Very good. Sorry about the delay.
I don't know what happened.
Delay. We got lost. We're back. Well, hey, what happened to the poster behind you?
I'm in a different room.
Oh, fancy.
There got some people visiting are in our board, so I've been shifted to one of the glass boxes.
Oh, I see. Okay, listen, we're just going to kill our video because the line's a little bit rough on the side. Steve, you're looking young and fresh there, my friend. Did you go for a little bit of a makeover or something?
I've been riding my bicycle a lot. I think that's the key to youth, I've discovered.
Yes,
Shiv it,
Sasha,
man. Now I've got to go
yes.
and run and ride a bicycle. For God's sake, can't I just get old gracefully?
Well, listen, I did see you on TV racing a car the other day. I switched on to watch the Historic Saloon, or that historic series, and there you were behind a dart, was it?
Yeah, and I'm racing again this weekend in the dark.
Yeah, that must be pretty cool, eh?
No, I must tell you, it's brilliant fun.
Don't you crack yourself when those big banger cars come past you, though? Because, I mean, you're in one of those, well, the slower cars on the circuit. Oh, I don't know if that was your driving ability, so.
Oh, how low was that? How low was that from my good matey? Anyway, speaking of cars, we believe you drove something very boxy, sexy.
Yeah, it was a Volvo, and I mean, one of the things that you don't sort of associate with a Volvo is outright sexiness, which is a bit weird considering that it does come from Sweden, which is the home of sexy.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think in your mind's eye you have this vision of Sweden where there's kind of babes in bikinis skiing down the slopes and various slim hip tennis players called Bjorn and Magnus, and they're a nation of beautiful people, but they haven't really made like pretty cars, It's kind of weird.
Yeah, no, they haven't really. The Saabs were really not well designed in terms of look.
Yeah.
The Volvo, however, has had, you know what, you go back to the 70s, 60s and 70s, Volvo had some like butchness about it. It was quite a sexy car then.
You're right, they did make one sexy car. It was the car made famous by Roger Moore in that TV series called The Saint.
There we go.
It was the P1800S, which was just outright hotness in terms of cars. They seem to have lost their way since then and become a huge, generally a station wagon. You think of a Volvo and you think like a station wagon that you could basically paint black and put some windows on and it'd be a hearse. That's what they used to look like.
Yes, the Volvo driving soccer mom.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but very safe.
Okay, so now tell us what
car
car you were driving that is now going to surprise us.
Well, it's the new V40. It's the new sexy little hatch. And if you remember the V40 before, it was a station wagon. In fact, I owned one. I mean, when my daughter was born, it was the first car I bought. Like, what's the safest car you can think of?
Yes.
Yeah, a Volvo station wagon. It's got 5,000 airbags and whatever. But look, this new one is safe. I see it's just been named it just won its class in the NCAP safety awards. It's in the small hatch section. So it's the safest car you can get. But I mean, it looks pretty cool. I think for the first time I've seen a Volvo hatch that I think, I could definitely own one of those.
I must say, I'm looking at one now on the web here, the Volvo V40, even the cross country. That's a very good looking car.
Yeah, that they've just released this month.
Wow!
So it's basically an all-wheel drive version of their hatch.
Mm-hmm.
It's butched up a bit. It's got 40 millimeters of extra ground clearance, and a variety of the engines from the turbo diesel through to the turbo. So the engines range from a 1.6 turbo diesel up to a 2.5 turbo. But yeah, pretty cool car. I mean, the interesting thing for me is they're pitching themselves into a really competitive market segment now. Because you're up against your Golfs and with the new Golf that's coming out, and the Ford Focus, BMW 1 Series, the A3 Audi. So Volvo are having to step up their game with this car, I reckon.
Steve, it's Ian here. I just want to know something about the Volvos, because the styling they seem, and we were all talking about it now. They're trying to make themselves a little bit more sleek, a little bit more sexy, a little bit more kind of with the times. But every time I've opened the door to a Volvo, I've seen that sweeping center console, which kind of runs down the middle. And in the beginning, everyone went, "Oh, how very minimalistic and Swedish of you. It's very good, hurdy-gurdy." But it's becoming a bit kind of... and every Volvo you see now has the center console, which runs down the middle, which is very Swedish and awfully practical.
Yeah, it does look like it's designed by some blonde furniture designer.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Titanium spectacles.
Is that the same? Have they changed that?
No, it's still there. I think it's part of the design language and the DNA of the car. I don't mind it. I mean, at first you kind of you're tempted to like look behind it and think, well, they could have done something with that space. But the thing about Volvo interiors, I think, is that they are particularly Swedish. They're pretty minimalist and ergonomic. But look, I've got to say that the leather and the plastics and rubber in this car, it's right up there with Audi and the Germans. I think the quality is pretty impressive.
All right, that's good to hear. The one thing that I've always had a problem with Volvo is that they don't have a lot of add-ons. It doesn't come standard with the sat nav. It doesn't come standard with a Bluetooth. It doesn't come standard with a lot of things. This is a 281,000 rand car, if I'm sort of correct.
Yeah, look, it starts at 281. I think it goes up to 373. Or if you're looking at the all-road tops it off at 420. So it's pretty pricey, but the option list is limited, which means there's a lot in the car already.
Okay.
So you are getting a fair amount of options with that.
So what are we getting in the 281,200 rand V4?
Yeah, you're not getting too much in that one. There's a couple of things you want to add. The car comes in three trim levels. I think what they call it. Essential is the bottom one. XL, Elite is the kind of classy one. Then of course the sporty trim level is called the R Design, and there you're looking at some interior stuff as well as mags and some really cool bumper additions to it.
All right. I mean, and how does it go? Which one did you drive? Sorry.
Yeah, I drove the sort of the bottom and the top of the range. So I drove the D2, which is the 1.6 diesel. There's a D3, which is the same engine, just tuned a little higher. It's not the most powerful car out there, but it is adequate power. I mean, you have a fair amount of torque with that. You've got 270 newton meters of torque for that T3, which is not bad. The top of the range is that 2.5 turbo petrol. It's pretty nippy. I expect we'll probably find Volvo will come out with a slightly breathed-on version of that as well. So there's no shortage of power. I wouldn't put it up there with a GTI, but you're not going to lose too many races from robot to robot with this one.
Well, I mean, let's be frank, Steve. It's got basically that's the same engine in the Ford ST.
Yeah. It's the Focus engine, which Volvo and Ford obviously have a relationship. They're sort of owned by the same company. I think they still are, aren't they?
I think so too. Yeah. Well, they still share a lot of stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah. So the ST and as the previous generation, the ST and that top of the range C30 also shared the same engine.
Well, I must say, just from the pictures, it looks very good. It
handles quite well as too, which is. It's the kind of car I think which I like in terms of handling, and I think they've thought it out quite carefully. Mm-hmm. So on the one hand, it's kind of nippy and agile, but it's not too hard. So they haven't sacrificed ride comfort with that. So often you'd probably look at a car like the Mini, for example, the Coupe S. Yeah. They've pitched a car it handles like it's on rails, but it's gonna loosen your fillings if you go over too many potholes and stuff. I think they've got the balance just right with this V40. It's really predictable. It leans in the corners in just the right places, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I must say it looks pretty good, and especially for a 4-door. I mean, it looks the back is really, really pretty. I think I've done a good job.
It doesn't look very 4-door-y, doesn't it?
No,
it looks like it could be a two-door hatch.
Very nice, Steve.
Yeah, I look for me, I think the front it's an interesting mix from a design point of view. The front looks quite masculine in a sporty way. The back looks hell of a sexy.
Yeah,
if I can say not in a masculine way.
Thank God we put that right.
Yeah.
Otherwise we'll have to talk about your driving skills. Steve, listen, that's a nice one. Very, very cool. Send us some more info on it or pop us a blog on it. That is a good idea. Hey?
A blog.
Yeah.
You guys up for a blog?
Yeah, pop us a blonde, I said. The Swedish blonde.
You've got to be writing more words again.
Yeah, no. That's excellent, my friend. What's next on your agenda?
I've got a new upgrade on the X1, which I'm going to drive. I think they're delivering it now. And I've just driven the new Honda CR-V, which has been an interesting exercise. It's I think it's like a sensible shoe of cars.
Wow.
It's a car. In fact, you know what it is? It's like a stress ball of cars. It's half car, half stress ball. You don't have to worry about a thing in the CR-V. It's an easy drive. It's an automatic. It's got all the space you want. It's brilliant inside. It's ergonomic. It's just like function über alles.
Does it lack passion, though?
Yeah, well, listen, we'll find out about that very soon. I'm going to be driving the new Peugeot RCZ, the new one, 2013. So we'll share some comments.
That's a pretty sexy car.
Yeah, I like that. I like the first one, so I'm looking forward to this one as well.
So I've been onto Fiat and Alfa to get some Italian drives. So I'm see what I can organise for that.
Excellent.
We can chat about those.
Yeah, no. Well, you should wait till the end of the season, end of the year for that, because you always keep the best till last.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the new Formula One car, the new Volvo, not Volvo, the Lotus?
Lotus, yeah, we saw that last night. It's top class. Looks good.
Do you think so? Well, I mean, it does look good, but it's still got that funny nose. I was hoping we'd see something different there.
No, I think we'll see a couple of cars different, but I think a lot of them are still going to stay with the nose.
Well, I'm waiting to see what the Red Bull racing car looks like. It's going to be on the cover of our March issue, but they won't show us
until they launch.
So I haven't even seen it yet.
I think they launch on Sunday. Sunday they launch. Yeah, Sunday they launch.
Well, so maybe we can chat about that.
Yeah, we'll chat about that next week as well. Don't worry, I'll send you the pics.
Thanks.
All right, Steve, take it easy, buddy.
Cheers, man.
Bye. There we go. All right, so there we go. Steve Smith, as always, joining us on a Tuesday afternoon, usually at 1:45, but now at 2:45.
Weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time. Beautiful. Gears with Sasha Martinengo on bulls.co.za.